Well, let's just say, given the state of affairs as of now, I think it would probably be best if I held off on playing a game with a lot of guns in it. So instead, I figure I would go for a really wholesome game, Kirby. This was a bit of a late entry for me, actually, so it wasn't until there was this one local video game store that dealt in N.E.S games, S.N.E.S games, basically retro gaming in general, that I ever found this. It was a bit of a fun thing. I remember they were just kind of clearing out the break room one day, or just a whole bunch of different things in the back, and, well, they knew I was a big simp for Nintendo stuff, so they were just like, hey, you know, we got like this box of miscellaneous manuals, boxes, and all this other stuff. We can get it to you if you want, and Kirby was in that pile for some reason. And it's rather fascinating, the idea that this character is so iconic, especially with it being what I like to call the Hall of Fame with the Super Smash Bros. Series. But yet, I don't know, I almost kind of put this in the same category as the board game Parcheesi, the idea that it's a game people talk about, but not really sure how many people have actually played. Oh, well, here's the story. One day, the peaceful life of Dreamland was shattered by a mysterious crisis. The inhabitants didn't dream. I hate it when that happens. On the edge of Dreamland, dreams and hope once gushed forth from the Dream Spring, fueled by the Star Rod. Investigating the Dream Spring, Kirby found naughty King Dedede swimming in its magical waters. Dedede had broken the Star Rod and given the pieces to his friends, who are now hiding in Dreamland. To bring back the lost dreams, Kirby sought the Star Rod. I feel like they could have phrased it a little better, like maybe Kirby will now go on an epic journey to get it back. So this, I mean, you can see by the copyright date, this game came out in 1993, and it's just insane how advanced this is. I mean, look, it has a save file. Well, I'm going to delete the least populated one. Is that the same sound effect they use in Super Smash Bros? It very much sounds like it to me. Which, I mean, it honestly makes a lot of sense, as, if I remember correctly, it was Masahiro Sakurai, if I remember his name right. He was the one that created Kirby. And then he became the director of Super Smash Bros. So a lot of people wondered why Kirby was so overpowered in that game. It's because the creator, or at least the director, had a bias. Alright, let's do this. Vegetable Valley. This game is just fun. I'm sure people would criticize it for being too easy, but, well, sometimes you just need a little something to unwind after work with. So if you want to run, you can double tap. And it's just kind of crazy. I mean, look at how great these graphics are, how much animation there is on the character himself. It's just, there's a lot to this. Oh, dang it. There we go. Beam! I'm a bigger fan of the beam rather than the spark. Dang it. You can also fly. It's just a fun time. I don't know how else to explain this game. But it's kind of interesting, as there are a fair bit of puzzles here and there. It's very reminiscent of Mario in a few ways, but yet what makes it different, well, I mean, Mario had power-ups as well, but there's a lot of different abilities here that you wouldn't be able to find otherwise. Let me see if I can remember this one, so it's like, yeah! The best power-up of the game! Because I mean, look at this, you can just hover, you can shoot. Now that's only something that appears once. If you kill the UFO or you try to come back, it never shows up again. And you can also charge it up. Boom! Let's see, you can throw bombs there. Ooh! I didn't know you could also beam. Definitely have your vegetables. You want to have the max in tomato. That's what I find interesting, is your two power-ups are tomatoes and medicine bottles. Well, not power-ups. There's a ton of power-ups, but those are the ways you heal. Let's see if I can do this right. Come on! Aww. If we're able to get up to the one spot, you get a one-up, actually. Gotta get the timing just right. Alright, let's see. A crane game. Not good at these in real life, but let's see how I do in the game. Use the buttons to move the crane and try to get a Kirby. A big one is hard to get, but worth it. I'm gonna try to go for the smaller one instead. Now. Come on. Nope. It's gonna fly away, and now it's even further away. Well, I've only got so many credits. Let's just see if perhaps I can get that big Kirby instead. Which, yeah. I would say I would love a Kirby plush, but there have been multiple occasions where I've had the ability to earn a... What?! I got the big Kirby, but not the small one? Two up. Okay, so the small one gives you a one up, I believe, as opposed to two up. Alright, that's a one-time thing, as you can see from the boarded up doors. Now you'll notice that the door here is white. That means that all the secrets have been found, I think. You'll get further along where there are secrets that you miss, and the door will be a different color. Okay, so that Gordo, I believe it's called, is invincible. Beam! Ooh, cut is pretty good. It's a boomerang. I think you want to take the star, yeah. The game doesn't allow you to go any other way. Here we go, warp star. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Hope the TV's not flashing too much. I have to take a lot of adjustment to try to get it to a point where it wasn't producing epileptic-like patterns. Ow, dang it. Who needs pattern recognition when you got a weapon? However, once we defeat this guy, I'll want to absorb their energy. Let's see, so is this the crash? Yeah. You only get one of them, but it destroys all the enemies on screen, and it is fantastic. Think about it like the power block in Super Mario Bros. 2. Goodbye. Boom! It's the boombastic. It's fantastic. Let's see, did I get anything? No. I just always find that weird that the little picture there tells you what the power-up is. But I swear when it's nothing, it just looks like Kirby just has gas. Give me the beam! There's a tomato down there. Give me the tomato! I was about to just immediately go into a thing about VeggieTales, because it's just like, look at the tomato. Isn't it sad? He can't dance. Except it's all being said in Spanish, so, I don't really remember, unfortunately. I took a few years of Spanish in high school, but, well, it's like the 5-minute university, only so much sticks. Go! Ah, 2 again. I at least want to show you what happens when you get to number 1. Okay, good. I did get the secret. Gonna keep the sword. Such a heroic pose right there. I didn't even talk about the music. It's kind of one of those things. Should I go down there? But probably not a good idea. And it's been quite a long time since I last played this game, and, well, without getting too much into detail, the last time I played this game, I just went through some rather emotional problems. And I just needed something that would make me happy for a little bit. And this was the game to do it. Oh, dang it. I wanted that. Did they come back? There we go. Fireball! Which explains Kirby's attack in melee. Let's see, what was I talking about? Oh, yeah. Well, it wouldn't be the first time. I remember that was one of the famous things when Steven Spielberg was making Schindler's List. Which, if somehow you don't know, Schindler's List is a very emotionally heavy movie, and even Spielberg, the director, was having a difficult time with it. So, as a way to try to... Oh, you just kind of blow water that way. No! As a way to try to add some levity, as well as just kind of bring back some hope for humanity, Steven Spielberg would call up Robin Williams and say, it's been a particularly bad session. I need someone to make me laugh, to be able to make me feel whole again. And that was very much my experience the last time I played this game. I'd rather not go into detail because, well, at the time I was emotionally distraught. But looking back at it, I'm just kind of like, I was an idiot. Come on! Oh, so close. That was the closest I got so far, actually. But let us not dwell on that. Let's see, what do we got? Museum. Here is the colorful display of enemies with special abilities. Beat the one you want. I think there's only one. Yep, just one. No! You know what? I'll stick with the fire. Fire is good. Alright, level 4. Let's see what we got. And it's kind of interesting with all this gameplay and whatnot, and just how much fun it is. Ow. Forget to even see what the music is like. Well, I mean, I'm trying to say that. I'm not noticing that the music is pretty good. Freeze! And now Kirby is white. One of the few times he's a different color, if I remember correctly. In fact, I remember that was a bit of a fun fact, if I remember correctly. So, as I said, I believe it was Masahiro Sakurai that came up with this game, and I hope I'm not putting too much of an accent on the guy's name. So, he wanted Kirby to be pink, but Shigeru Miyamoto, of Mario and Zelda fame, thought that Kirby should be yellow. And this kind of reflected in the box art of the first game. As that conflict was going around, the graphics designer wasn't really sure what color the character was, so they drew him as white. And this is also referenced again in Super Smash Bros. Oh, yeah, bring on this game's version of the Starman. So if you want, you can actually play as Pink Kirby and Yellow Kirby, so who was right? Shigeru Miyamoto or Masahiro Sakurai? Get off the cannon! Alright, let's see if I can do it this time. Fire! Oh, just barely made it to the second. But I do like the idea that if you're far enough, Kirby will grab on and then you can go from there. Alright, that's all the secrets. Now on to the boss. See how well the freeze works here. Oh, I don't think freeze will work here. I can try at least. Ooh. Yeah! Yeah, see, this could work. Oh, no! Yeah! Got him! Give me that star, Wispy Woods! What can I say? It's just fun. Alright, let's see what we got. Well, I guess that's the question. How much time do I have in the camera? I think I'll go just a little further before I call it an episode. Like I say, the game is pretty easy, so it's all about trying to figure out how much you want to do all in one go. I mean, I bet if I had like 2 hours on my hands, I could probably finish the game, at least in terms of the story, in terms of the collectibles. Well, I would need a walkthrough. And there's the medicine bottle, but for now I want the parasol. Which is pretty similar to the sword, except you gently float down. Oh, you can also use it to shield yourself. Is it nice? Though it may not look as glamorous as the sword, there are a lot more uses to the parasol than the sword. Boom! Also seems to have quite a reach to it from what I'm able to see. And if I remember correctly, if you kill the enemy that's holding it, you definitely want to get out of there. Okay. So if you eat that guy, you get the crash ability 3 times, if I remember correctly. I was going to say, I hope you get the parasol. I don't want the crash. It's a good movie, but in this case, I do not want the crash. And I do not want the Tasmanian Devil power, the tornado. Or if anyone was a big fan of the Pink Panther series, that was also the name of the villain in the second Steve Martin Pink Panther movie. But if you ever get the chance, like if you're gonna ask me, would you rather go for the Peter Sellers Pink Panther or Steve Martin Pink Panther? Peter Sellers, all the way. I can't think if there's a secret in this level, somewhere in this area where there's like a hidden door. No! Oh! Which one will I get? Throw! Watch this. Boom! Boom! Don't forget, if you hit an enemy of multiple power-ups, then it gives you a bit of a lottery. Okay. Let's do this! Oh! Now, if everybody could get to the 1, then everybody would do it. I need to phrase that a little differently. That's one of my catchphrases is, well, if it was easy, everybody would do it. Okay, let's see if I can do this. Press the buttons to make Kirby's mouth open. Try to eat eggs, but not bombs. Okay, let's see what I can do. Oof. Well, I was 3 away from getting all of them, so... And you only get a 1-up from that? Just 1 up? Oh well. 2. Pretty sure this is secret in this one. Oh, right. I've still got the throw ability. Oh yeah. That's how to do it. Now, I'm pretty sure this level has a secret. A treasure. A treasure beyond all imagining. A treasure fought over for centuries by tyrants, pharaohs, warlords. Every time it changed hands, it grew larger until suddenly it vanished. It didn't reappear for more than 1,000 years. When knights from the First Crusades found temples. Well, I almost had that memorized. Good on you, Christopher Plummer, for being able to... Oh no! This ability's not gonna help me at all here, is it? Trying to see if I can remember. It was just like when knights from the First Crusade found secret vaults between the Temple of Solomon. You see, the knights who found the vaults believed that the treasure was too great for any one man, not even a king. Across the centuries, they smuggled it out of Europe and then... Okay, I'm surprised I remember that much, because it has been a while since I've last seen National Treasure. Man, it's just fun. How else can I explain this game? Okay, nothing there. I think this might be where the secret is. Somewhere in this area seems very familiar. Whee! I want to keep the wheel, and the wheel is nice in these levels. Come on! Aww. Boring. Okay, no, there wasn't a secret there. Fascinating. Must be this level that has the secret. I'm gonna skip on the train game because I think I'm doing pretty well. Now, right, when you're a wheel, you don't have a projectile. It makes things a really difficult. I bet I'd probably die if I go off the side there. Boom! Go down. Okay, go with the sword. First you gotta exhale to do that. No! I should have figured as much in all honesty. Okay, here we go. So that's one of the things I find rather fascinating is people say that Kirby has a very, like, harsh sounding name, which I don't know if it's just because I associate it with the pink fluff ball, but... Or maybe it's more of like a cultural thing, this idea that... Oh wait, there was a parasol outside, that is the secret. And perhaps in the Japanese language it's more of a harsh sounding name, perhaps? But I don't know, I just always associate the term Kirby with like something very cute, so it's like, Kirby! But I don't know if that's just because of this game, or... Well... I don't really know if I've run into any of the Kirbys. I mean, there was Jack Kirby, but that was his last name. Nope. Yep, definitely want the parasol at the beginning. That's how you get this stuff. Ouch. Not this time. Ouch! Of course, I would need a boss fight. I don't have any weapons. Aha. I think I want to eat the fork. Or can I eat these guys? I don't get it. I'm pressing the B button. Why can't I eat the fork? Ouch. Well, the enemy surely didn't miss. Okay. Okay, so you can just eat the enemies. Well, duh, I mean, it is a Kirby game. That is kind of the main mechanic of it. Ouch. Come on, it's a Kirby game. Why am I having this much of a hard time with it? You are going down! Oh, that was the last one. Well, I definitely want some of that medicine. Ow, dang it. Doesn't heal up as much as the Maxim Tomato, which, well, gives you maximum health, I'm pretty sure is where the name comes from. Gotta wait for it to go all the way down. Well, I'm getting a good amount of points, I'm sure. That one, I'm gonna go through that one again anyways, because I want to see what happens when I go there with the parasol. What crazy things will come about when I have this? If I had Beam, I'd probably be able to do it. What is happening? I didn't know you had a dash attack with this. That's very interesting. So I'm gonna guess it was probably just to get the 1-up offhand. But yeah, in terms of graphics, you can tell this came out very late in the N.E.S. library, and it is beautiful. At least I think it is. Come on! There we go. Now, what sweet goodies we got? Oh. That's the 1-up. Well, I don't want to accidentally kill myself, but hey. I got the 1-up that I lost during the fight, and, well, it's probably still going to be uneven, because I'm sure I'm going to lose another life to that boss, but at least now I have a weapon as well as a better idea of what to expect. There we go. Okay, here we go. Good. Get the pedestal. That annoys me. It's like the game is... I was talking about like the forks, the idea that the game almost freezes so it's not possible to eat the fork. But if I remember correctly, I thought if you ate that, then you had temporarily invincibility. But yet the thrower doesn't give you that option. And the air doesn't really give a whole lot of damage, now does it? There we go. There had to be one more. There always is. And I already got the medicine, so well, let's get a retry on the ending there. Ooh! I seem to have lost the magic touch. Maybe... Trying to figure out how you can tell if the level was 100%ed or not. Oh! Is this the one? Yeah! Laser! Laser is probably my favorite ability next to UFO. Because, well, it has a very long range compared to the other projectile weapons. Projectile characters. Yeah. No, give me the laser! I keep thinking this level introduces the laser, if I remember correctly. I think I want to go in here. Nope! Whew! Don't want to lose my laser. Alright, so that one up will help out a fair bit, I think. Yeah! Maximum tomato, maximize. Good feelings gone. But hey, maybe I'll find another. I'm gonna go for the parasol. I know the rock there is iconic for Smash Bros, but I feel like it's less of a versatile weapon than the other abilities. Now let's see if I remember correctly. Yep. And I think if you pause it, it tells you what the ability is. Yeah. Kirby can sing his favorite song 3 times. I wonder why that song hurts enemies. Alright, are you ready for this? Then you can do that 3 times. 3 times? So Kirby just naturally has a dash. Dang it. I feel like there's something more here. Ooh, I definitely want the laser this time. Let me show you why. And that's the other reason I love the laser, is there's a lot of puzzles specifically designed for the laser. And I've just always been a sucker for those kind of puzzles. Like, for instance, there was like this laser chess, I believe that was the name of it. Where the basic idea is you have like a whole set of mirrors, and you have to bounce the beam in such a way that you end up hitting the king. I don't understand why it was given an Egyptian theme. It seemed like Egyptians were always well known for bending light like that, but I don't know if there's any proof of it. Like, aside from the Egyptian theme of that laser, well, I mean, even in Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, the very heavily Egyptian spirit temple has light puzzles, in addition to a lot of classic Egyptian iconography, like the cobra and whatnot. And then there's also the famous scene from The Mummy, and I'm talking about the remake that came out in the 90s, I believe. Not the one with Boris Karloff, but it was the time the archaeologist was just like, and they said, "Let there be light." The light twisted, and then they were able to illuminate the room with it. 2 fighters go in, but only one will leave. You can get a tomato and an ability for a win. You also get the freeze ability. Love that crowd. Alright, one more level, and I think that'll be a good place to stop. Trying to remember, there was like a secret door in this area, if I remember correctly. Ouch! No! Give me the laser! I want the laser! There we go. Am I insane? Gotta look for a door-shaped shadow. Watch out for the cannon. Don't worry, none of this is canon. You heard the words of Uncle Grandpa. It's kind of weird to think that that show's almost lost media except for the single episode of Steven Universe. Maybe a little further. I feel like there's a secret door around here somewhere. Or at least there was somewhere in the middle of the woods. Definitely. I want the wheel, dang it! Oh, there we go. Well, give me the laser bag, I guess. Yeah, I do not want to get that one. That's the sleepy one. Okay, so what's down here? Just some medicine. Well, it's just kind of a joke, isn't it? The idea that you're going to take a hit to do that. So what? Okay. And that's a little confusing. I believe that's a high jumper. Whee! And that's the thing, is as you jump, you can hit enemies. As long as you hit them with your head, then you can take them out. However, I guess you can't land on them. Oh no, the game's lagging. Okay, go. Now this is where you want the high jump ability. Watch out for the crash. Now if I remember correctly, this moon is actually a door. Is actually a door. Okay. I guess not. Unless maybe you have to break away some of the blocks first. I could have sworn. There's a door here somewhere, isn't there? Either way. Oh! Or maybe the door was somewhere in the... Ouch! The door was somewhere in the middle, perhaps? I know there's a secret door here. But first I'm gonna crash out. Whee! I don't know. I want that tomato. Kind of strange you can't eat the apples, but whatever. Okay, let's do this. Dang it. And I think that would be a fantastic place to call... Well, you know what, let's defeat the boss first, you know, for, it just seems like a good place to end it. Get the drawings. Now some of the drawings, if I remember correctly, can give you abilities. Like that one, for instance. Darn it. Spark. Yeah. Dang it! Boom! Dang it, I remember that cowboy being a pretty good ability. No! Yeah! Butterbuilding. Love the music of this area. Poor Kirby. But I think that would be a good place to call it an episode. He's looking for a brighter tomorrow. Until next time, keep having fun.